My hands went completely numb as I watched my mother lean toward my 5-year-old daughter across the elegant mahogany table. "I didn't realize you were bringing her," she said, her voice cutting through the warm lighting of Riverside Manor's private dining room like a blade. Emma's fingers tightened around mine, her brown eyes already beginning to water. "Mommy, are we not wanted?" The question hung in the crystal-clear air above the untouched appetizers, above my father's deliberately focused attention on his steak, above my brother Marcus suddenly finding his phone fascinating. No one contradicted her. "My name is Rebecca, I'm 31, and I'm a single mother. This is the story of how I taught my family the true cost of cruelty." The reservation had been for 7 p.m., the same time slot my family had maintained for 3 years of monthly dinners at this upscale restaurant. I'd spent an hour getting Emma ready, braiding her hair with extra care, helping her into her favorite blue dress with the tiny embroidered flowers. She'd been practically vibrating with excitement in the car, asking if Grandma would notice her new hair clip and whether Grandpa would tell her funny stories like he used to. "We were having such a perfect evening," Mom continued, not bothering to lower her voice as other diners glanced our way. "Why did you have to bring her?" Emma's face crumpled. At 5 years old, she was the only grandchild in our family, the only child who'd ever attended these gatherings, and she was being told she was unwanted by the people who were supposed to love her unconditionally. "We're leaving," I said, my voice steady despite the fire building in my chest. I helped Emma with her coat, my hands perfectly controlled even as my heart hammered against my ribs. "Don't be so dramatic," Ashley said, rolling her eyes. "It's just a question." "Some dinners are meant for adults," Jennifer added with a sharp smile. "Children can be disruptive." I walked out without another word, Emma's small hand gripping mine as we passed tables full of families, real families, enjoying their meals together. In the car, Emma asked quietly, "Don't they love us?" After the call, I drove us to a 24-hour diner 20 minutes away where Emma ordered chocolate chip pancakes for dinner because why not? While she ate, I made a phone call to my attorney. "David, it's me. I need you to draft something tonight." What my family didn't know, what nobody knew, was that their precious monthly gathering place had been mine for 3 years. When Riverside Manor's original owner decided to sell, I'd made an offer through a private investment company I'd established after my divorce settlement. My ex-husband's family owned a chain of luxury hotels across the Northeast, and when we split after 18 months of marriage, they'd paid very well for my discretion about certain business practices they preferred to keep private. Nobody in my family knew about the settlement amount. They assumed I'd gotten almost nothing because I'd kept my modest apartment, my reliable Honda, my regular job as a marketing consultant. They had no idea I owned 4 commercial properties in the city, including the Victorian mansion where they held their monthly celebrations of everything I supposedly wasn't. At 9:30 that night, while Emma slept peacefully, I sent Thomas, Riverside Manor's manager, a brief email with clear instructions about the incident and my family's behavior toward Emma. He responded within 5 minutes, confirming he understood perfectly and would handle the situation according to the restaurant's standards for guest conduct. My phone started ringing at 8 a.m. the next morning. "What did you do?" Mom demanded without preamble. "Good morning to you too," I said, watching Emma color at the kitchen table. "We received a letter from the restaurant. They're canceling our standing reservation. They're saying we're no longer welcome. What did you tell them?" I said goodbye and thank you, that's all. "This is ridiculous. Your father is calling his attorney. They can't just ban us for no reason." Actually, private establishments can refuse service to anyone for any reason, as long as it's not based on protected characteristics. Being cruel to children isn't protected. She hung up. 20 minutes later, Marcus called. "Dad is losing his mind. Mom's been calling everyone trying to find a new place. This is a disaster." "That's between Dad and the restaurant." "Come on, this happened right after you left. Dad had a business dinner scheduled there next week. Do you know how embarrassing this is for him professionally?" Then perhaps he should have thought about that before allowing his granddaughter to be humiliated. "She's 5, she'll forget about it tomorrow." "I won't. And no, she remembers. She cried herself to sleep asking why Grandma doesn't like her." You're overreacting. Can't you just apologize so we can fix this? I hung up. By noon, Ashley was texting me in all capitals, calling me petty and vindictive. I blocked her number. My father called at 2 p.m., using his stern attorney voice. I've spoken with the restaurant ownership group, he said. They claim you filed some kind of discrimination complaint. I didn't file anything. Then why are they refusing to reinstate our reservation? I've spent thousands there. Have you considered that maybe they don't want customers who insult children? I want you to call them and straighten this out. No, you're being childish. I'm being a mother. There's a difference. 3 days later, my father called again. His voice was different this time, flat, shocked. You own it. I didn't confirm or deny. I just waited. The restaurant, he continued. You own Riverside Manor. I had my firm do a property search. The ownership is buried under corporate entities, but we traced it back to you. The silence stretched between us like a canyon. For 3 years, he said slowly, we've been eating at your restaurant, and you never said a word. You never asked. Where did you get that kind of money? My divorce settlement. Turns out my ex-husband's family valued discretion quite highly. Another long pause. Your mother is mortified. She should be. She insulted her granddaughter in an establishment I own. So what now? You've banned your own family from your restaurant? You banned yourselves, Dad. I own the building. I don't manage daily operations. The manager made his decision based on how you all treated Emma. I simply didn't override it. This is vindictive. This is business. Riverside Manor has a reputation for maintaining high standards of civility. Customers who can't meet those standards aren't welcome, even if they're related to me. What do you want from us? I don't want anything from you, Dad. I wanted you to love your granddaughter without conditions. I wanted one family dinner where my daughter felt welcome. Since those things clearly aren't possible, I've adjusted my expectations. The others don't know, he said quietly, about you owning it. You can tell them or not. That's your choice. If I tell them, your mother will never speak to you again. She wasn't speaking to Emma with much kindness anyway. 2 weeks later, I received a formal letter from Dad's law firm requesting I reconsider the ban, citing family relationship and their history as valued customers. I had my attorney send back a formal response. The establishment's decision stands. All customers are expected to treat staff and other guests with respect. This includes treating children with basic courtesy. When the Peterson family can demonstrate consistent ability to meet these standards, their case can be reconsidered. That was 18 months ago. My family never attempted reconciliation or acknowledged their treatment of Emma. My father never revealed to the others that I own the restaurant, choosing to let them believe it was simply management's decision. The legal correspondence ended there, and we have had no contact since. Emma's relationship with her grandparents and aunts is permanently severed. She now has no relationship with them at all, and at my discretion, this is final. Emma asks about her grandparents sometimes. I tell her they're busy with their own lives, which is true enough. She stopped asking if they love her, which breaks my heart differently. But she knows without question that I love her, that I will always choose her, that she never has to wonder if she's wanted when I'm around. Last month, I took her back to Riverside Manor for dinner. Thomas seated us at the best table and brought Emma a special dessert shaped like a butterfly. She beamed the entire evening, chattering about kindergarten and her best friend and the chapter book we'd been reading together. As we left, she said, I like this restaurant, Mommy. Everyone here is nice. Yes, I agreed. They are. Some people might say I overreacted, that I should have forgiven my family and moved on, that blood is thicker than water. Those people have never watched their 5-year-old daughter's face crumple as her own grandmother questions why she exists in the same room. I didn't ban my family from a restaurant out of spite. I simply stopped protecting them from the consequences of their own choices. They chose cruelty. The restaurant chose standards. I chose my daughter. And I would make that choice again every single time.